Good afternoon, children. Today we are going to talk about a new topic, that is direct and indirect object. So, here, first of all, we will revise the part which we have already known, that is a complete sentence. Whatever a sentence is, that comprises of two parts, that is a subject and a predicate. Now, what is a subject? We know that the person or the thing that we are talking about, we are saying something about it, that is regarded as a subject. Let's take for example a sentence, Mac opened the crate. Now here we are talking about the subject or the word which will be acting as the subject is the word Mac, because we are talking about Mac. So Mac will be regarded as the subject. Next, the part is the remaining part, the predicate will be the rest of the sentence or the remaining part of the sentence, which will be including the verb. Okay, so as we had seen in the previous sentence or the previous example that Mac opened the crate, the sentence is similar here, but the description or the division of the sentence into subject and predicate is, since we were talking about Mac, so Mac will be regarded as the subject, and what we are talking about Mac, that part will be regarded as the predicate. And also we would also notice one thing here, that the predicate part will be including the verb. Okay, so this is the thing regarding subject and predicate. Now, since we are talking about the main topic, or our main topic is direct and indirect objects, so first of all, knowing about direct and indirect object, we have to know that how we are going to know about which is the object of a verb. Okay, so to identify the object of a verb, we ask the question what to the verb. Just for example, here Mac opened the crate. Here in this sentence, if we have to find out which is the verb first, so the verb is opened. Now to the verb, if we ask the question what, so if we question what did Mac open, then we will get the answer that it opened the crate. So if we ask the question that what Mac opened, we will get the answer Mac opened the crate. This is the first part that we understood about the object of a verb. Next, we will be seeing that how do we get the objects as direct and indirect. Now, mind one thing, that a sentence always need not have only one object. It can have more than one. Okay, so a sentence, it may have two objects. Okay, that is direct and indirect object. Now how do we know that this object is direct and the another one is indirect? So for that, you can see this picture from the book. Here we have two examples. If you see, yes, the teacher corrected the notebooks. So what did the teacher correct? The notebooks. Okay, this is the object. Then another sentence here is Sonu told her friend a story. So what did Sonu tell? A story. Okay, and indirect object here is her friend. Now how we have classified it as direct and indirect object, and why here indirect object is blank? With the help of these two examples or these two sentences, we can understand that what is a direct object and what is indirect object. So I just want to bring your focus to this particular line that says here that whenever a verb has two objects, one of them is the direct and the other is the indirect object. Now if we have to find out or if we have to particularly classify that how do we know that it is direct object and the another one is indirect object. So we'll have to follow this line, that we can find out the direct object by asking the question what or whom, and after the verb. After the verb, if we question and the answer we get for what or whom, so that will be regarded as the direct object. But the object that comes first after the verb and which will be answering the question to whom or for whom is the indirect object. It is sounding little tricky, or it is sounding maybe little difficult for you, so we will see with the help of some examples. Let's see some examples here. So as we had learned over here regarding that if we ask the question what or whom, so we get the answer of direct object, and if we question to whom or for whom, so we get the answer of indirect object. So let's see here. There is a sentence, Arup told his friend a really funny joke. So if we ask the question what did Arup tell his friend, we'll get the answer a really funny joke. So this will be regarded as direct object. On the other hand, if we question that to whom did Arup tell a funny joke, we'll get the answer his friend. So his friend will be regarded as indirect object. In the very same way, my friend in Singapore sent me an email today. In this sentence, if we see, this is the verb, sent is the verb. So if we question what did my friend in Singapore send me, so we'll get the answer an email. So this is a direct object, an email is a direct object. If we question in the same way that to whom did my friend send an email, we'll get the answer me. So me will be regarded as indirect object. In the very same way, again these two examples, let's clarify here. Kea is giving her dog a bath. So what is Kea giving her dog? A bath. A bath is regarded as direct object. On the other hand, if we question to whom Kea is giving a bath, then we get the answer her dog. So her dog is the indirect object. In the very similar way, father bought us some ice cream last evening. What did father buy for us? Some ice cream. So some ice cream is direct object. On the other hand, for whom did father buy some ice cream? So that will be for us. So us will be regarded as the indirect object. So you can see, just right after the verb, when the object is coming, that will be regarded as indirect object, and when we are answering the question what, the answer which we are getting, that is regarded as direct object. Hopefully this video was helpful for you, and I hope that you have understood. If yet some doubts are there, then you can just let me know about your doubts, so I can clarify with that. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you.